Hey, today I wanted to give an update on how I'm doing on autoimmune paleo, and I also wanted to answer a viewer's question about things like probiotics, collagen, bone broth, and any other supplements. So first, the update on AIP. I would probably say I'm not really on AIP anymore. I definitely am leaning way more towards just being long-term regular paleo because I've successfully introduced most of the things that I plan on reintroducing. I'm on stage 4. I've done some of the nightshades, but I'm kind of taking them one at a time. Haven't done bell peppers or any sort of pepper yet, but I have done tomatoes and they seem to be okay. I did do paprika, which is a stage 3 reintroduction, but if you recall last time I did AIP, it took me an entire year before I could actually eat paprika without getting depressed. But I tried it this time just to see, and it was fine. I had no issues whatsoever. So that's also an interesting thing to note, that if you've done this before, don't just assume that something that you've had issues with before is going to cause you the same issues again. It could be a totally different thing. Still also have not reintroduced ghee, just because if you recall, I tried reintroducing ghee a couple of weeks ago, but I had used the not casein-free kind, and I didn't feel well after that. So I haven't really tried to reintroduce it again. I do have the casein-free one from Tin Star Foods, just haven't tried to reintroduce it yet. It hasn't been a priority for me. It'll probably be soon. And then alcohol, I'm still keeping alcohol out because of that reaction I had, where I had that one drink and felt disgusting and terrible for 3 days. So I just really have no desire to put it back in my diet at this moment. Again, maybe later on, I'll try it out before I go on vacation, just to make sure that if I go on vacation and have alcohol, I'm not gonna feel terrible the whole time, but I don't really plan on bringing it back just for a regular kind of thing. Other than that though, I have successfully reintroduced everything that I've tried, and it's so great to be able to have coffee and chocolate and eggs again. It really takes the stress off when you can have the things that you miss the most, so I really enjoy that part. And the coffee, at first I was trying just to have it on the weekends and then not have it during the week. But then we went camping last week and we were camping for 4 days, and then I just happened to have it the next morning because I was so tired on Monday when we got back. And then at that point, I'm gonna get a migraine if I not take it out, so I just kind of have been drinking it since. I do notice I feel kind of jittery, and I'm probably talking really fast today. So I don't know, I'm gonna evaluate that and see how I feel in like a week or two. And if I feel like it's giving me negative effects, then I'll probably try to do it just on the weekends again and do decaf during the week, but we'll see. Okay, now on to what my viewer's question was about how I feel about things like collagen, bone broth, supplements, and probiotics. So the general thing is I love them all. I think they're all really great tools you can use to help with your health and to address certain areas of your health. Like bone broth, for example, is really healing for the gut, and it kind of helps if you have leaky gut or just any sort of inflammation in your gut or anything like that. It can really help soothe it and quell it. I make it personally in an Instant Pot anytime we get a chicken, and then I give it to both me and my dog, because my dog has an autoimmune disease, which one of these days I am going to do a video about that because it's kind of a really interesting story. But it's just a very healing kind of thing. There is some debate on the mineral content of it, because for a long time it was said that bone broth had tons of minerals. And while I think it does have some, I don't necessarily know that that's the main benefit for it. I think it's just more of the gut healing kind of properties. And it also has collagen. And so to get onto collagen, if you look at this is like, I use the Perfect Supplements brand. It's a powder. You can get this or you can get gelatin, which is kind of the same idea. Collagen is made from skin and bones and nails and things like that of a cow, and it really helps. And because of the fact that it's made from these skin and bones and things like that, it actually helps your skin and bones and hair, and it is a really kind of a nourishing kind of powder that you can add to smoothies, or I love to add them to like my sweet potato breakfast bowls. You can add them to soups. Collagen does not need to have the heated part, so you can put it in something cold and it will dissolve, whereas gelatin needs to be heated in order to dissolve. So that's kind of the main difference between them, but they're both really good for you. I don't use collagen as much as I probably should, just because either I forget about it or I don't have smoothies very often. I haven't been having soup very often, but I do try to remember to add it to things if I do have those things. I think I have this a lot more in the winter, as well as I have bone broth a lot more in the winter too. It's a little hard to want to drink bone broth when it's 95 degrees at 9 o'clock at night. But I do try to drink my bone broth almost every night if possible, just to get all of those benefits in. And then as for probiotics, I really think they're extremely helpful. I think it really kind of depends on the individual person though, because you may take a particular probiotic and it won't do much for you, but then you'll take another one and you'll see fantastic effects. For example, I take this Probiome Max by Zymogen, and it's because like I have this thing in my side. I get like I think we've decided it's like a microbial overgrowth, and I've noticed when I've taken this, it's gone away. And then I stopped for a couple months and it came back. And then I started again for a couple months and it went away. And then they were on back order and I couldn't get it and it came back. So this one for me has been a great kind of thing to help. However, it is only available via prescription. So you'd have to get somebody that can prescribe that to you. VSL number 3 is another one that I know a lot of people have had great effects with. I've not personally tried it, and I do believe that it is now formulated with corn, so you do have to take that into account. But I have heard that you can get it over the counter at least Costco, maybe other places. You just have to go to the pharmaceutical counter and ask for it, but it is a very powerful probiotic that has helped so many people. So if you have some like digestive issues and you think probiotics may help, that may be one to look at. I also take this Florastor, which is the Saccharomyces boulardii, as well as kind of like a yeasty kind of thing. I take this every so often, like a couple times a week. And I take a Prescripticist one, which is soil-based, and it has like soil-based microbes in it. And again, I take this one a couple times a week. And I just do these just because I want to have a wide variety of flora in my body. I've noticed that they've helped, and so I don't feel like I have to take them every day, but just every couple of days or something like that. And just having this wide variety really seems to help. So the Zymogen one I have to get through my functional medicine practitioner, but then the Prescripticist and Florastor I just get off of Amazon. And then as for supplements, these are something that I think are really important to kind of work with someone on, like not necessarily to kind of explore on your own. There are certain things that you can explore, but the problem is if you take certain minerals or vitamins, you may be depleting yourself of other vitamins or minerals. So it's kind of a tricky game to play. It's best to get all of your vitamins and minerals from food just because your body will take only what it needs. And so supplements are one of those things I think they're great, especially if you've been actively working through an autoimmune disease and your body is not absorbing what it needs to. And I think those are critical things sometimes to really help you get back on your feet. I know I went through a lot of supplements when I first started working with my functional medicine practitioner that helped me so much. I think AIP was like an amazing thing to kind of help quell the inflammation and get me feeling better, but the supplements really kind of helped me get over that hump so that way I could start feeling fantastic. Just because my body, like iron, for example, it's a hallmark of celiac disease. A lot of people with Hashimoto's have iron deficiency, and without it in my body, even though I was eating plenty of red meat and spinach and all of the things that, all the food things that create iron or give iron to your body, I was still not able to absorb it. So taking iron supplements through the help of my doctor, and then also now liver supplements, those are the things that really kind of set me over, especially with the fatigue that kind of helped me feel great. But iron, again, is one of those ones that you don't want to just kind of experiment on your own because you can overdose and you can also deplete other minerals if you take too much iron. So the main point of this whole thing is to make sure if you're going to take supplements, really kind of understand what you're doing and if possible work with someone that knows what they're doing. That being said, I still do take a couple of supplements that I think are essential to my health almost every day. One of them is magnesium. I take this Source Naturals magnesium malate because it was AIP friendly and it didn't have any like the corn or dairy or anything in it. And I think magnesium, first of all, our soils are so depleted of a lot of minerals that used to be in them before we started over farming and all of this kind of stuff. But magnesium is one of those things that we really just don't get. And so I like this one. It helps with anxiety, keeps you calm, helps you sleep at night. So it's a really good one. And it also keeps you regular. So if you are constipated, magnesium is a great one to look at. The dose of magnesium that you typically want to take is you just keep increasing it until you get to the point where you have diarrhea or loose stools, and then you back off by 1 or however, like the dose. If you're doing a powder, you would back off to where you aren't having loose stools anymore. Another one I take are these desiccated liver capsules. This one's by Perfect Supplements, and I really like these. They're grass-fed, pasture-raised, bovine, cow liver. And I take these because especially with autoimmune disease, our immune systems need so many vitamins and minerals to work efficiently. And the liver is one of the main sources for most of these vitamins and minerals that are crucial for our immune system working efficiently and optimally. So I hate liver though. I have tried it so many times. I've tried it in things, I've tried it on things. I still can't like the taste of at least bovine liver. I like poultry liver, that one, but I don't necessarily like beef liver. So the way I get it is through my liver tablets. These are really good for keeping your iron levels in check. So if you get anemia really easily, this can help. It also is really high in vitamin A and B and amino acids and stuff. So it's just really good overall kind of supplement, like nature supplement. And then another one that I've taken in the past, but I haven't needed it recently, is just a betaine, HCl, and pepsin. This one's good. It's a stomach acid support. Many people that have autoimmune disease that have come into a diet like this are really low in stomach acid, and one reason why you don't absorb a lot of vitamins and minerals is because you don't have enough stomach acid. And unfortunately, the symptoms for low stomach acid mimic the ones for high stomach acid. So if you have acid reflux and that kind of thing, it may be because you have low stomach acid. I'm not going to get all into that in this video. However, this is another one to look at, especially and talk to your doctor about, to find out if maybe you need a stomach acid support, because this one really helped me in the very beginning to start absorbing properly. All right, I hope that wasn't like too all over the place. Hopefully that helps. I also wanted to mention that over the next few days, I'll probably be uploading a ton of videos because I'm making a new section on my website for people that are just diagnosed with autoimmune disease, all the way through like people that really want to understand how to use diet and lifestyle for autoimmune disease. And so I'm going to be uploading the videos for those. Just wanted to warn any of you that are subscribed and get notifications that you may see a slew of them come up. No need to watch them if you don't want to. They'll be up on my website, but they're just going to be popping up, and I just don't want you to be like, what? I will be back on Tuesday with my regularly scheduled videos though, and I will see you then.